qualities given their natures pure spirits. Nonetheless, they differ infinitely from God. There is no angel, no matter how intelligent or eminent, that could stand before the Lord and compare with him in any way. Remember the name of Saint Michael, Quiz of Names. Who is like God? No one is like God. Not even the greatest angel is like God. Even the greatest angel is far inferior in comparison to God. Okay? Far inferior even in comparison to God. But I'll tell you that even the most pulpul of all the angels is far superior to us. Far inferior to God, but far superior to us. So, don't command your angels as if they were your servants. If you go back to the readings of the Feast of the Guardian Angels, the Lord admonishes us to obey our angels. And that is also the reason why we are not allowed by the church to name angels. Anong pangalan ng angel mo? Si Butchikoy. Si Butchikik. Don't insult the angel. Because angels are powerful, way superior. Even the weakest, the smallest, the humblest of angels is far superior to us. Don't forget that. Huh? So, we are, how do you call it? We are their ward. Right? We are their servants. We are entrusted to them. We must obey the angels. Okay? We must obey our guardian angel because, but no matter how eminent an angel is, he still is inferior to God. Now, among these, sabi ni John of the Cross, pure spirits are counted not only heavenly spirits, celestial spirits, but also the fallen and evil spirits. As a devil. I was once asked by somebody, parang niya, kasi he was trying to ask for the church's response to a Satanist who said that, the devil is only a symbol. Oh no, that's not true. He's not a symbol. He is really a person. And when you say person in philosophy, a person is an individual who has his own intellect and his own will. That is a person. So how many persons are there in God? Three individuals, each with intellect and will, but their intellect and will are in communion with each other because they share only one nature, one divine nature. Right? Okay. How many persons in Jesus Christ? One. But two natures.
Human
God,
and
divine, human. Right?
Yes.
Ano yan Angels are persons. They are individuals that have very superior intelligence, okay, and also will. Okay? Now, the good spirits we commonly call angels, and evil spirits we call demons or Satan. Now, ang sabi ni John of the Cross, evil spirits, the enemy of the soul, are called mighty because they strive with all their might to seize on the passes of the spiritual world. We say Satan is somebody who puts himself as a hindrance. So, the demon, the devil, uses all his might to put himself as a hindrance to the open passes in the spiritual roads. He will put himself in front of you so that you may not pass through that spiritual road. Remember that time when They were going to Jerusalem, and Jesus said, the Son of Man must suffer at the hands of evil men. And Peter remonstrates, okay, stands in front of Jerusalem. Jesus goes to Jerusalem. Peter goes in front of Jesus and says, Lord, may this not happen to you. And the Lord says to Peter, get behind me, Satan. He calls Peter Satan because Peter was putting himself as an obstruction to that path to Jerusalem. So it says, get behind me, Satan. To be behind is to be a disciple. Ay nako, Peter, your role is not to stand in front of me. Your role is not to keep me from dying on the cross. Your role is to follow me. Carry your cross. Follow me. Deny yourself. That is your place. Always behind me. And that is our place. Our place is to walk behind Jesus, never in front of Jesus. That is why the Good Shepherd has this crook, the staff that has this crook. Why is there that crook? Because if the sheep decides to walk in front of him, he gets a crook and puts the sheep by the crook. Then, ay, dito ka sa likod, ka dyan, huwag mong pamunahan. Okay, don't walk in front of me. Because discipleship is walking after Christ. Okay, is walking after Christ. So, evil spirits put themselves as a hindrance to all the spiritual roads. Okay? And because and they are called mighty because the temptations they suggest are harder to overcome. And the craft they employ more difficult to detect. The craft, remember what we said, what John the Apostle said at the beginning of the conference? The devil is the most difficult to unmask. I'm thinking of a demon now. After 50 years, he's not still unmasked. Okay, he's still unmasked. He's not yet unmasked. Marami talaga. Okay, 50 long years. Okay. Now, the craft they employ are more difficult to detect than all the seductions of the world and the flesh. Okay? The craft of the devil is more difficult to detect than all the seductions of the world and the flesh. Kasi sometimes the devil uses a semblance of goodness. Okay? Well, they always tell me, we always identify there's ugly, grotesque, and all. But I really think that the devil is really beautiful. Why is he beautiful? For goodness sake, temptation is a seduction to sin. How can you seduce if you're ugly? Look at the story of Anthony St. Anthony the Desert. Look at the story. The devil disguises himself always as a beautiful lady. Because if she were ugly, then how can he seduce? So he uses that semblance of beauty, and that makes it very difficult. Sometimes there are temptations na there are seductions of the world and the flesh. Alam mo, from the beginning, ay, mali yan eh. It's wrong. It's evil. But when the devil uses his tactics, it is very difficult to unmask. Very difficult to unmask. Diba? A beautiful lady. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. But the devil is difficult to unmask. sabi ni John of the Cross. So the craft they employ more difficult to detect than all the seductions of the world and the flesh. And because they strengthen their might, because they strengthen their own position by the help of the world and the flesh in order to fight vigorously against the soul. So, the devil uses the world and uses the flesh in order to fight vigorously against the soul. There's this controversy now about Magellan Lapu-Lapu, right? There's this controversy of Magellan Lapu-Lapu, colonization, all of this. Okay. There is now a historian who, after having gotten hold of Pigafetta's documents and all, he found out that it seems that that we have created a myth around Lapu-Lapu. Like, who discovered the Philippines? Magellan. Who killed Magellan? Lapu-Lapu. But actually, when you look at the Lapu-Lapu is as a young, virile warrior, strong macho. You go to Luneta Park, you see him there, standing like Dato Puti. But actually, it appears now, based on the writings of the historical documents, it appears that Lapu-Lapu was in his 70s. He is in his 70s. And he did not actually kill Magellan, but he was directing the war from a safer place. So somebody unknown killed Magellan. Not Lapu-Lapu. Lapu-Lapu was the, sabi nga ng historian na yun na, it's very difficult to accept that Lapu-Lapu is a hero because he fought against colonization. Because in Magellan's time, there was no colonization yet. The colonization came when the Spaniards returned. They circumnavigated the world, Elcano and all, they circumnavigated the world, and then they sent a fresh batch, and that was the basis of colonization. Not with Magellan. Not with Magellan. There's no colonization to talk about. Okay? So, yun. What did I go to Magellan? Teka, I was supposed to I was distracted by Magellan. No! Wait, it will come back. Why did I go there? Yes, because we have the impression that the devil is the one fighting us. Like Lapu-Lapu, we have the impression Lapu-Lapu was there who killed Magellan. So we think the devil is there in front of you, fighting you. No, it's the world and the flesh. The devil is in that safe side over there. Commanding, using, manipulating the world and the flesh. So you are actually dealing with the world and the flesh when the devil is there. Like commanding, using, but kaya nga dito ay in the spiritual warfare, you actually combat your flesh and the world. When you overcome them, then you defeat the devil. Okay? Very seldom that the devil himself enters into the picture, like in a possession, for example. Yun na talaga, wala ng world doon, wala ng flesh doon. It's really the devil himself. Okay? But in ordinary circumstances, it will be the world, the flesh, and the devil behind. Madaya ang devil eh. And then he takes all the credit for it. It's always, Father, yung demonyo. Bakit ka nang rape? Yung demonyo Father, demonyo. Hindi, your flesh. You did not control your flesh. Di ba? Why do you engage in pornography? Father, the devil made me do it. No, your flesh. You did not control your flesh. Okay? Why did you commit the sin of injustice? Father, the devil made me. No, it's the world. Your desire for wealth, your attachment to wealth, that is it. The devil takes too much credit. Okay? But actually, his instruments are the world and the flesh. And like lapu-lapu, if we were to believe this new study, lapu-lapu is like at the safe distance, commanding his minions to attack you. And the minions would be the world
and the flesh.
And if you overcome the flesh, then you cannot be enslaved by the world. And you cannot be enslaved by the devil. Ano naging problema dun sa fall of man? God commanded Adam and Eve to have dominion over all creation. Right?
Yes.
And so they started to have dominion over creation, but they forgot that before you can have dominion over others, you have to have dominion over yourself. Yung self-dominion, self-domination. Yun ang nalimutan nila. They forgot that together with the obligation to have dominion over all creatures, creatures din sila. So they began exercising that power of domination over other creatures as if they were God. Because they forgot they were themselves creatures. Therefore, mastery of the self is very important in the spiritual discipline. Mastery over your flesh and over the world. The primary battleground of the spiritual warfare is always the self. And remember, it's not only about sex. It is about putting yourself before God Himself. So, John of the Cross encourages us to fight the good fight. After all, we are in it till death. We are engaged in spiritual warfare until death. So as a result, we may as well see it for what it is, a grace to be accepted and cooperated with. So John of the Cross refers to Teresa of Avila's doctrine of the seven mansions and the demons that greet the soul in each mansion. So the seven mansions, Saint Teresa of Avila, in each mansion you are confronted by a demon who greets you. Because remember, the demon puts himself as a hindrance to the entrance. Like remember, he is the wild beast that threatens you so that you will not enter the forest. Okay? So, sabi, blessed the soul who engages in battle with the seven-headed beast of the apocalypse, set over these seven steps of love, and which makes war against each one, and strives thus against the soul in each of these mansions, wherein the soul is being exercised and is mounting step by step in the love of God. And undoubtedly, if it strive faithfully against each of these heads and gain the victory, it will deserve to pass from one step to another, from one mansion to another. So, before entering a mansion in St. Teresa's seven mansion, you have to fight a demon. Because the demon will always keep you from entering the mansion. So in the spiritual walk, in the spiritual journey, there is not a time when you do not fight the devil. Okay? There's no time, there's not an instant wherein you do not engage in a spiritual battle. Okay? So it is only when you gain victory that you will deserve to pass from one step to another and from one mansion to another, even unto the last, leaving the beast vanquished after destroying its 7 heads, wherein it made so furious a war upon it. So in order to have a more complete understanding, we shall okay. So that's it. So the devil is a real fallen angel, way superior to you and to me. Even remember that the devil is an angel. Was an angel. And therefore, the devil did not lose its superiority to us. But still, no matter how powerful the devil is, he is still way inferior to God. He is way inferior to God. So, do not think that mauutak ang devil. Because the devil is way intelligent, more intelligent than us. And that is the reason why, one of the means of combating the devil is really by way of the sacraments and by way of devotion to Our Lady. Okay? Kasi, it will be very difficult on our own to engage in a battle against the devil. We need really superior grace. And that grace comes from the sacraments. We keep on talking about grace. Yeah. Suddenly I realized, when you look at the Catechism Church, the conduits of grace are actually the sacraments. And maswerte tayo. You know why? The Protestants, they have grace, but they have no idea how and where to get it. Like, the blood of Jesus cover us. Nasaan nga yung blood na yan? Tayo, blood of Jesus cover us. Alam natin. The Mass. You see the blood. You get what I mean? Okay. Sila, they have to guess pa, pero nawawa ko ng Spirit. Tayo, alam natin. Okay. Whenever the sacraments are confected, the Holy Spirit comes down on us. Okay. So yun, and never forget that we have powerful weapons against the devil. And the powerful weapons are the sacraments. It is about time we rediscover the power of the sacraments. Okay, it is about time we rediscover the power of the sacraments. And also the power of the rosary. The power of the rosary. Okay? So, yun na. What is it that you... Ay, talaga. I'll get it from the car. My prayer book. Ano nandyan? Teka muna. Are there questions? Before I go to the blessing. The master of the teachings of prayer would be, for us, Teresa of Avila, John of the Cross. Yes?
Thank you, Father, for your talk. Father, I just said Your discussion on relationship, property, and detachment. All the teachings of Jesus proceed from this, the love of God and the love of God. And if you look at the Ten Commandments, the first three commandments are about God, and the seven commandments are about man. What I'm trying to say here is that when Jesus is trying to teach the people, he said he should be the priority. And that's why the Gospel of Matthew, I think, is more appropriate, where Jesus was quoted from Matthew saying, if you love, whoever loves his father, his mother, his brothers, his sisters, and everybody more than me, cannot be my disciple. He's simply saying that I am the priority. There should be nothing between you and me. But that's in the Gospel of Luke, I think it's too strange that I don't know how Jesus could say that unless you hate your father, you hate your mother, you hate your brother. After all, the Ten Commandments tell us to love our neighbors. Commandment 4, honor your father and your mother. And the rest of the six commandments are about loving your neighbor. Don't kill, don't steal, don't covet, don't tell a lie. So what I'm saying is, this is not really a question of one or the other. You love God more than anyone else, but you can still love others, as long as it doesn't come in the way of you being a disciple of Jesus. And the second one I'd like to raise is about the adoration chapter. I don't see anything wrong about someone seeking consolation in the adoration chapter. After all, when you go to the adoration chapter to seek consolation from God, it is an acknowledgement that God is the answer to all your longings. God is the answer to all your stress in life. So what can be a better form of worshiping God than telling Him that you're worthy? You are the only answer to all my worries, to all my distresses in life. So I don't think seeking to be consoled in the adoration chapter is a wrong thing. On the contrary, it is a right thing to do, because that shows that you love God, you adore God, you worship God. He is the answer to all your worries.
About the first point, that was precisely what I said. I said that you put God before everything else. You see, even with Luke speaking with the very strong words of hating, it actually means you put God before all of those relationships. Okay? It's God first before everything else. Nothing should come as a hindrance for you to put God first, not even your relationships. Number 2, there's nothing wrong with seeking spiritual consolation in prayer. Fine. But what if the consolations are no longer given? Will you stop praying? That's the point. That was the point. If God no longer gives you consolations, will you stop going?
Of course.
Precisely. Now you're answering the question. You see,
But there's nothing wrong about consolation.
there's nothing there's nothing wrong. No. There's nothing wrong about seeking consolation. But there is something wrong if the consolation is the end all of your prayer. God gives consolation, thank you, those are the perks of prayer. But what if God is already silent?
The fact that you acknowledge God as the answer to all the things in your life.
No. You may acknowledge God as everything in your life, but you still don't have any consolation.
What can be a better consolation that you are able to
No.
reach?
No. What if God doesn't answer you? Like Christ? No. Consolation is this. I have to get out feeling good. What if you don't feel good? No, you should feel good, but what if that's what John of the Cross said. That is what John of the Cross said. That is what John of the Cross said. No. You don't go to the Adoration Chapel to seek consolation. Huh? Because it becomes a spiritual lust. Then if God gives you consolation, then let Him give you consolation. But what if He does not give you? No. What I'm trying to point out is, do you get what I mean? That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you. Having consolation is not the objective of entering the Adoration Chapel. It can be one, but it is not the everything of entering the Adoration Chapel. So if God does not console you,
no, do you go because you want to be consoled? No, do you go because you want to be consoled? Do you go because you want to adore, or you go because you want to be consoled?
no, you're missing the point. What we're saying here, what John of the Cross said is that, John of the Cross, don't quarrel with me because it's not my word. It's John of the Cross word. No, it's John of the Cross. Then argue with John of the Cross. You go to heaven, tell John of the Cross, mali ka. Precisely, these are not my words. These are the words of John of the Cross, not mine. It is not. Loka. Kaya nga So, you'll argue with me for quoting John of the Cross, but you won't argue with John of the Cross who gave the original word. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying you don't go there to seek it like law. Because you refuse to open it. Look, I go to the Adoration Chapel to adore God. If God gives me consolation, thank you. If God does not give consolation, I will still go. Precisely, we're saying the same thing. But what if God does not give you back